Shalom, call halal Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shalom. Double honors to the other apostles and other bishops of great millstone, even the elders together with them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. And the brother slash elder, shalom and salutations to you all. This is the World War III Daily Update. And I'm going to start right here at peace and safety. And I'm going to make this really quick and succinct, if you will. First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right, let's keep it real quick. This is Danny Haifong. Yesterday, Trump fuming. All right, this is pretty much an accurate account of where we're at this moment. Okay, 18 hours ago, right? Trump is mad. Why? Because that little Alaskan showdown, which was a tea party and a little trade show. What do you have for sale, right? Trump is fuming as Putin's missiles pound Ukraine. China orders war games. And you're talking heads, and what does it say? World War III. Yeah, pretty much. What war games? You mean World War III games? Take it away, Danny.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It's your host, Danny Hai Fong.
Hello, Danny.
We have a great show for you today, so hit that like button as you come on. Despite a so-called peace offensive, quote-unquote, culminating in the Putin-Alaska summit, a Putin-Trump-Alaska summit, the war in Ukraine keeps on escalating. Russia just launched its second biggest missile attack in and around Kiev in recent days and is making even more breakthroughs on the battlefield. Russian forces have made gains in Dnepropetrovsk, and none of Trump's peace efforts, quote-unquote, have swayed Vladimir Putin to let up. And it keeps on getting worse for U.S. hegemony. Russia and China are preparing for a broader war with the United States in more ways than one, as new naval drills between the two countries erupt ahead of China's Victory Day celebration to end World War II. To discuss all this and more, I have a friend of the show, Brian Berletic of the New Atlas. Thank you, Brian, for coming on. We're just missing KJ No. We'll keep a lookout for him as he deals with some technical issues.
Atlas.
But Brian, good to be with you.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Of course. Again, everyone hit the like button. That helps boost the stream and YouTube's algorithm. So, Brian, I wanted to talk about, we had the United States, NATO. Now Trump is saying he's very mad, again, at Vladimir Putin for this huge missile attack that has occurred in recent days. We have Europe losing its mind. The attack was the second biggest one in the conflict, 629 aerial weapons overall, a huge number of Iran-type drones, 598. You had Kinjal missiles being launched, Iskanders, cruise missiles. So many targets were hit from the Ukr systems, Samsung in Ukraine. You have Kiev radio plant, so many targets, Brian, and all of them point to Ukraine, the Ukrainian military's industrial base. So first, I just wanted to show and have you react to what does this mean in the midst of what we have just witnessed with the restart of talks between the United States and Russia, because it sends a pretty strong message that, and this was the scene during that attack, just an absolute barrage.
Well, I think it demonstrates Russia's, and I think correct understanding of this process of talk. This is obviously just another attempt by the United States to implement some sort of Minsk I, Minsk II freeze of the conflict. This is what
what was Minsk? It's widely known and acknowledged now that Minsk was just a sort of a delay tactic that was used to slow down what we know now as the full-blown war going into World War III.
He literally said publicly, I go over this every single time we talk about this topic. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, all the way back in February, at the very beginning of the Trump administration, talking about freezing the conflict, not ending it, freezing it, sending in European and non-European troops, not American troops, into Ukraine to do a kind of Minsk 1, Minsk 2 plus Syria-style freeze of the conflict. So the United States could pivot east and attack Russia's ally, China. And then once they're done trying to contain or roll back China's rise, they will come back and they will deal with Russia later. They call this strategic sequencing. And this is all out in the open, public. Everybody knows this. Russia knows this. This is why Russia isn't taking any of this seriously. They're being polite. They're going to these talks. They're committing to absolutely nothing. They've made no concessions whatsoever. And they continue with the war on the ground. And this is not a war on Ukraine. This is a war that the U.S. is fighting against Russia simply through Ukraine. And just to remind people, it isn't that the United States is just supporting the Ukrainians in all of this. The United States is literally overseeing every single aspect of this conflict. There are U.S. generals in Germany right now running the entire war, from the overall strategic picture down to picking individual targets on the battlefield. You just
Meaning, Vlad is whooping the United States ass. See if we can get a little reflection of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and close. It's a little reflection in the scripture. Let's see. Stir up the meats. These guys. I'm gonna just go through it real quick. It's in several lessons where I break it all the way down. To stir up means to put the spirit of triumph, a triumphant spirit. I will stir up, I will, just like this stir up goes into mind control, like I will harden Pharaoh's heart. What is his heart? His mind. I will stir up what? The mind of the Russians, right? And put a what? Triumphant spirit upon them that they can't be bargained with. See? And they can't be defeated. That's what this means. Okay? Who's doing this? The Most High is doing it. Who is he stirring up? Putting a aggressive and triumphant spirit on? The Russians against who? Them, the Babylonians, right? The spiritual Egyptians, Americans. With that, we hope that the elect ratified. There's just a little quick update. I mean, we could go on. He's going to say the same thing 15 times after what he just said. You're going to restructure it in 5 different ways.
About this before we went live. We're talking about how President Trump has so graciously demanded that the Ukrainians not carry out any long-range strikes on Russia. The purpose of this wasn't because President Trump is fundamentally against striking at Russia because he wants to end the conflict. It was, as he himself said, to encourage talks and essentially to trick the Russians into yet another Minsk-style ceasefire or free.
Meaning they're losing, all right? We need a tactic. Let's go back to Minsk and say let's do some talks while we're reloading and coming around through the back. Our boys that Soros is paying inside of Russia proper haven't finished those drones yet. That's the kind of games that are being playing in this 5D, what do they call it? 5D war, whatever, asymmetric, 5th generational. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it. More of the same. No peace and safety, right? Alaska didn't mean shit, except for we know who's firmly in control. With that, we hope that the electorate edified you by the refusing to show.